All right, so a few months back, I posted these 3D animated posters online, and you guys really seem to like them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this motion poster. Now, I'll be doing an animation in Blender, but if you don't have access to 3D programs, just know the same process will work with video footage. So with that said, let's get right into the video. So let's open up Photoshop, and you'll see that I have a poster here. There's nothing animated, but I left this red box, and this is where we're going to be placing the 3D object or the cassette player. So with that said, let's hop into Blender. And so you'll notice that I have this cassette player here. I have a light, an area light right above it, and I also have an HDRI. So if I disable transparent, you can actually see the HDRI. Okay, you can light it however you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep transparent on, and you can see the cassette player slash boombox speaker. And when I play the animation, it actually opens and closes the cassette tape. So this is just a really quick animation that just moves the handle down and then opens the actual cassette player. And if you notice, the actual cassette player spins as well. So I want this to loop. So all I did was I just added a camera here. I experimented with a secondary camera angle as well, kind of like a top-down side view, but I didn't actually like how it looked in the final poster. So we're just gonna keep it to the front view. So you'll see PNG sequence and then RGB alpha, and then make sure you have transparent checked. So I'm gonna hit render animation, and we'll wait for that to go. So once your animation is done, you're gonna go back to Photoshop. You're gonna open up a new blank document. I have mine here. Go File, Open, and then you're gonna find where you saved those frames, and you're gonna click Image Sequence, and you're gonna open that. I'm gonna change this frame rate to 24. Hit OK. And now you have the PNG sequence inside of Photoshop. Now you can do this with MP4s as well, but I wanted this alpha background, so I made sure to import a PNG sequence. You'll see this video group here and this layer. Now to actually play it, you're going to go to Window, Timeline, and now you'll get a timeline where you can kind of scrub through and see the animation play. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this video group by hitting Ctrl+C, and then I'm going to paste it into this poster here. And so I've actually already done that. I'll just enable it, and I decided to add a couple of layers. First thing I did was I added a solid gray layer and then added some noise. It's very subtle, but it helps with the threshold effect. And then I added a threshold effect on top. Now, you can add a bunch of different layers. You can go to any of the filter galleries or any of the effects that are here. I'll go to a filter gallery, and you'll see that I can actually layer on different effects to change how the render looks. So for those of you that aren't that good in 3D software, you can do a lot of really cool effects here in Photoshop. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this in Photoshop, because you have access to all these really cool filters that aren't available in Premiere. I didn't actually use any of those filters. I just used grain and then a threshold. So once I have that in, remember I go Window, Timeline. You can see the timeline here. It's created every layer into its own timeline. So now when we render this out as a GIF, it's going to be animated. So if I just enable these layers here, you can see some of the texture that I have applied. And we're going to go ahead and add some finishing touches in After Effects. You're going to go to File, Export, and then you're going to click Save for Web. Now this might take a while. I suggest having a relatively small poster size. The original poster I did was like 3,000 pixels, and I had to down-res it just to get this saving operation to load. So while this is loading, I guess I can explain to you that you want to just keep the preset on the default, change it to GIF, selective, diffusion, colors 256. By default, I think it's set to 16, so change it to 256 so that you have all of the different colors that are in your image. So you can see this is it now. So then I'll just go save, and I'll save it somewhere on my computer. All right, so in After Effects, I have the exported GIF, and I added them here into the composition, and you'll see that I just have the first one playing, and then I cut it, duplicated it down here, and all I did was reversed it. So now it's a seamless loop. So if I play it, you'll notice that it goes through the animation, and then when it reaches the end, it starts again. All right, so this bottom layer right here, all it is the other angle of the boombox. All I did was imported it into the composition, changed the blending mode from normal to hard light, and then I just turned the opacity down to 5. And if you look closely, this is still animated, so you can kind of see the slider from the boombox kind of just guiding the viewer's eyes to look at the date and time when the event starts. Thought it was just an interesting touch. And then lastly, I added some deep glow. It's a very subtle effect. You might not be able to see on screen, but it is there. And once I had this looking great in After Effects, all I did was File, Export, add to Adobe Media Encoder queue, and I brought it into Premiere. And in Premiere, I just added a vignette to the corners to add a little bit of depth. And other than that, I just added some music and some sound effects. All right, that is pretty much it for the video. Comment down below for some future videos that you want to see from me. If you do want to support me and the work that I do, you can click that link in the description. It'll take you to myclick.co. And it is a software tool I made specifically for you creators. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.